Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got 5 more extremely cool knives for you to check out. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share this with you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. I'm going to link everything down in the description. Everything is absolutely available so that you can check those out. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Starting off first, the absolutely epic Vosteed porcupine. Listen, before everybody figures out how epic this is, just do yourself a favor and pick this up. It's pretty rare that I push something that aggressively, but you guys know I ranted and raved about the Vosteed Raccoon. Everybody knows about the Vosteed Raccoon. It's one of the best value pocket knives in existence. The top liner lock being a button-operated compression lock. Not liner lock, but compression lock is absolutely superior to any standard button lock. And in my opinion, any standard frame lock or any standard liner lock. It's just that much more reliable. This knife is everything that I love about the Vosteed Raccoon, but it has the opening hole and the overall profile is even more ergonomic. This is 100% going to be on the final top 10 best budget knives of 2025 list, and it is absolutely one of the greatest budget knives of all time. I think there are plenty of arguments to be made for it being better even than the Vosteed Raccoon. You guys have not actually seen me unbox this knife yet, which is confusing, right? It's going to be scheduled in the future, but I couldn't wait. I got to tell you guys about this. I have absolutely loved every second of my time with this guy. It's got the wire clip. You may or may not like that, but listen, at $69 giggity, it's really an absolutely epic value. We have 14C28N, which you can see right there. Vosteed does a great job. Nice forward choil there. Great jimping. It's even extended jimping out here. Blew my card with a nice pivot collar. There's actually a ton of different colors, including like a copper blade. So cool. Big lanyard hole, reversible pocket clip, right or left-handed. The top liner lock from Vosteed is an absolute winning locking system, and I cannot recommend this knife enough. It is absolutely spectacular. Vosteed, make a bigger one too. Make one that's like 8¼ inches, please. That would be so cool. Okay, moving on to the next knife, which is also very, very recommendable. This is the QSP Emu, which you guys have also not seen me unbox yet, but I want to talk about it. This is really cool because it's another crossbar lock that actually has a flipper tab. Now, before this, there was a couple of SOGs that did it, and then recently Kershaw did it with, I can't remember, is it the Covalent? Yeah, I think so. Flipper crossbar locks are very rare, and they're also a little tricky to do because the crossbar lock doesn't generally create for enough detent, or what we're going to call the detent in this case. It doesn't, have enough tension to actually allow a flipper tab to throw the blade in a satisfying way. But QSP is using high tension omega springs here, so not only is it satisfying to flip, but it's also unbelievably satisfying, despite me missing it there, to use your thumb to flick it out or use your your middle finger to reverse flick it. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure, are going, okay, sure, like he's making it sound like it's really satisfying, but how satisfying could that be? Nothing's ever going to be more satisfying than a detent ball setup, right? That initial click and breakaway. And you're right, but this is much closer than you would guess. It's really, really good. This knife also $69 with a 14C28N for the blade. It's got an okay pocket clip. I think I like the one on the porcupine better. Nice forward choil there. I think a lot of people will just prefer this, and also given that the lock is actually ambidextrous, the way that it disengages is different, but, really, really strong. I think some people might just prefer this over the porcupine, which is fine. But this is also an absolutely excellent value and an excellent pocket knife. Highly recommendable. It's kind of one of those knives that I'd recommend to everybody, just like the porcupine. And I think you'd really like it. So definitely check it out. Moving on here. One from a company that doesn't always make things that really blow my mind, but yet another knife you have not yet seen me unbox. Yet. How many times did I say that? This is the Concept Orion. What's special about that? They milled the blade. How cool is that? Never seen it from Concept. I've seen it before on other knives, right? Never from Concept. If you notice here, because yes, it is textured and you can feel it, look at the angle. So a lot of times when a blade is milled, which is not a cheap thing to do, by the way, when a blade is milled, it's like, yeah, it's cool to look at, but you're kind of creating additional friction and drag while you cut. And that is true. The angle here should make it to where you don't really notice it because of how you're going to cut, right? Obviously, it depends on exactly how you're cutting. But if you're, for example, like pushing into a cardboard box, I don't know how you do it, but if I'm like cutting down one of the corners to, have it like sort of collapse outward, I kind of push down like this, which I think was probably their goal here. This is beautifully done. It's also got a nice polish on the flat. The titanium is polished, has some nice blue ano. Really, really great. S35 yen in titanium probably costs over $200, right? Nope, it's $190, which is stupidly competitive. This is awesome. Again, I wish Concept would make a slightly larger one, but this is impressive. Honestly, it's really comfortable. I can get a full grip on it. I'm just so impressed by that milled blade. I hope that we see them do more of this in the future. I just really, really like it. I think you guys will too. Moving on here to a knife that is definitely not going to be for everybody and much more expensive. I mean, it depends on which version you buy. This is the Maxace Halus. I do have a discount code for Maxace down in the description. I can't always get those, but I do have one for Maxace. So if you want to check that out, it'll be down there. This variation of this Halus has a polish. Let me wipe what looks like spit all over the blade. I'm going to wipe that off here. Beautiful blade. So beautiful. We have an M390 blade. And what are these inserts here? This is polished zirconium. Please, Maxace, please keep doing this. Now, this version of this knife is very, very heavy because zirconium is ridiculously heavy. But man, is it awesome. It is so cool. It has these big kind of toilet flusher levers here, but it does work. The action is stupendous. Just really solid, beefy, and also at the same time, it feels like a luxury off-road truck. You know what I mean? Like it has this luxury feel to it, but it also has this crazy heavy-duty feel. I just love. Maxace is so fun. They can make boring, practical knives whenever they want to, and they go, nah, let's make something crazy. And I love that they do that. Please continue to work with zirconium. It's so cool. I love how this looks. The way that they've textured this too, because a lot of people say, zirconium is a fingerprint magnet. The way that this is textured means that you can go ahead and touch it, and the light sort of makes those fingerprints all but completely and totally invisible. Seriously, like I'll rub my fingers all over this, right? Look at that. That's gorgeous. It always looks good. I love. They figured out the wizardry behind making zirconium look good all the time. Very cool, very fun. Not for everybody, and definitely expensive, but very cool. And then finally, a knife that is absolutely not for everybody, but man, do I love this. I love this knife. This is the Mureon Arma XL, an even bigger and even thicker version of the Arma, which was already about the size of the Medford Praetorian tie. This giant 9-inch folder has a blade stock thickness of 310 thousandths, like way, I believe 310 thousandths on the dot. Massive chunk of M390 with a DLC coating, a true DLC coating. We have this dark titanium finish on the scales, beautifully textured. Look how thick, basically a 1/4 inch thick titanium on either side. This is just fun. It's stupidly high quality. There does not exist another knife utilizing the exact same materials with the exact same dimensions for less. It doesn't exist. You might be able to find knives that are kind of close, or they're missing this material, or they're not quite as thick, or this, but for the same price, $350, which is a lot of money, but you could easily make 3 folding knives out of the materials in this one knife. 3 premium knives, which typically with these materials and the DLC coating, you could say goes for $200. You could make 3 of them with this. I don't know how Mureon is manufacturing these. The only other knife in existence that's the same dimensions, that costs the same, is made by the same company. It's called the Geddon. You get it? Arma, Geddon, right? It's the same. They don't exist. You could buy, a cold steel SR, what do they call it? SR1 Light? Yeah, HCR 13 MOV and plastic, but the dimensions, the blade stock thickness is only 1/5 of an inch. This is far, far bigger. So you can buy super durable knives made with different materials, sure, right? But we're talking titanium, we're talking M390, we're talking DLC coating, we're talking this ridiculous thickness. This is the cheapest you're gonna find, which is great because a lot of this stuff has been exclusive to much higher price points, even the Chinese stuff, right? So it's nice to have that option for people who love the big, crazy, overbuilt stuff. This is a brick. It is a brick, but it's really well made. It's so easy to flip. It's so easy to reverse flick. The detent's awesome. I don't know exactly how they did it, but I love this. Will put a smile on your face. Just handing this pocket knife. Somebody says, hey, you got a pocket knife, and you hand them this. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's so fun. I was so excited to share this stuff with you guys today. It's just like there was so much good in this particular episode. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. It's always fun to talk about stuff that, you know, is good, but it's really fun to talk about stuff that I'm really, really excited about. So links for all this stuff down in the description. That's going to be it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.